Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Para español, please stay on the line while I transfer you to the Veterans Crisis Line. Your call will be recorded and possibly monitored for quality assurance. Thanks for calling the Veterans and Military Crisis Line. My name is Dee. How can I help you today?
You said your name is Dee?
Yes, it is.
Hey, this is more of a legal call, if you will. My name is Mark Thomas Hensley. My address is 2153 Prater Way, Sparks, Nevada, 89431. My telephone number is 775-745-3887. I'm in my apartment with two adult male gentlemen and one 6-month-old partially trained Doberman Pinscher. And I am a little nervous that there might be police activity resulting in my arrest. And I'm not necessarily comfortable with who's in my house.
That's the problem, right? Of course, abiding by the truth isn't easy. Obviously.
Are the police there in your home?
I believe somebody from your organization has contacted Sparks PD. I don't know if they're going to call me this time or just storm the castle. I don't know what's going on. I just... I can't afford to go to jail right now, and I think that would be the end result.
Okay, hello?
Yeah.
Have you called here with,
Hey, yo.
have you called here concerning, anything, sir? I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. No, I think I was threatening to kill everybody. There was witnesses.
You're threatening to kill people, okay?
I don't exactly remember who I was threatening to kill. I think there was an impressive list. I don't recall.
The mob's coming for you, and so is the chaos of nature, and you bloody well better be prepared. And so I think if you're anonymous,
Okay.
you're depriving yourself of the necessity.
Are the police there?
to put
No,
yourself in a
ma'am.
Position where you can tell the truth. Now, think about what happened to you. Now, you tell me what you think about this. I mean,
Okay, so I'm not understanding what you're saying, sir.
The impact that you have that keeps increasing across time. No, but
Hello?
Do you have a way to get a hold of Sparks PD in Sparks, Nevada, and find out if they have a response request in for one Mark Thomas Hensley, location? What?
Sir,
What?
are you currently having any thoughts of suicide? Let me assess you.
ignorance as well, and you can take the audience along as a consequence of that. And for you, the consequence is being
Yes.
you've gone from
And I plan on killing myself as soon as they get here.
for you, at least when it started, to be I don't know if there's anybody that has more impact as a single individual on the media environment worldwide than you do. And that's all a consequence.
Do you have any means, plans, or intent to act on these thoughts?
Yes.
And I know you were set up to
What
do
are
that because
those?
you had multiple streams of
Which one do you want, my plans or my intent?
taken out. You'd already accomplished things.
Both, sir.
What?
But think of the consequence of that.
Both?
Think, well,
What's my scenario? Who's showing up? Cops, an ambulance, cops and ambulance, or just ambulance?
so you don't do that.
Sir, you said you had a plan to do what, sir?
To kill people, both cops and ambulance drivers to a degree, just depending upon the scenario.
By remaining silent to pathologization of the whole society.
And how will you plan to do this?
Depends upon the scenario. Is it tonight?
But it's a very, very complex situation for someone.
So let me just make sure I'm understanding. You have a plan to kill any police officer, EMS.
Really making enough money to have.
Not any. Not any. I promised certain cops that I would never harm them, and I promised all EMS that all emergency medical services that I wouldn't harm them either.
Okay, it's okay. So you plan to harm police officers
Yeah.
who comes out to your home.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what did you plan to do this with?
When are they coming out to my home?
What do you plan to use, sir?
When are they coming out to my home?
Okay, so you do have means, plans, and intent to act on your thoughts.
It just depends upon the time.
All of them are for political opinions, and half of them have been put forward on false grounds. But even that's not enough for me to engage in the battle.
Do you have any weapons there, sir?
Isn't everything a weapon?
Do social media retraining, so I communicate better according to your experts. It's like experts by what criteria exactly? What's a social media communication expert? You got any documentation that even exists as a field? And how do you know that if you have that social media expert training?
Okay, sir, can you turn the TV down in the background? It's very loud.
Yes, ma'am, it is loud. I agree with you. And no, I can't turn it down.
Explain that because
Oh yeah, well, so
that
I've
is
already
one
been
of the things.
sentenced, right? So this isn't a threat by the college. This is what the situation already is. I haven't been hauled in front of their disciplinary board yet, but they've already convicted me of disgracing the profession and sentenced me to an indefinite.
Okay,
period
sir,
of
anything
rehabilitation.
else?
And that's the second.
No, I feel like I called to defuse the situation and that you probably made it worse.
This retraining. And to
Okay, so let me
publicly
just
announce
make sure I'm
the assessment
understanding.
of that,
You're
which
reported
they've
to
already
have
done in my
suicidal
case.
thoughts and
So now I have
homicidal
to sit
thoughts.
down with these
I'm just trying to call to make sure that the cops don't come to my house tonight because I don't want to die.
properly, whatever the hell that
Okay,
means.
and then you
By the
stated that you
criteria
have
of the
means,
so-called
plans,
experts
and
at the college.
intent to act on your
That is
thoughts.
pending and
Yes.
However, you refuse to answer what means, plans, or intent there are.
Yes. All of this is accurate. Are the cops coming or not?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's your fault. The whole transcript of our last conversation, I don't imagine they'll be that happy with this one. So, but the other reason I'm pursuing it, and to the degree that I'm able to keep my head clear during this process, because it definitely makes me angry and really makes me
Okay.
angry.
Anything else you would like to add, sir, to this?
Yeah, please don't send the cops to my house.
It's trying to figure out what the hell they were up to. Instead of
Well, sir, you
taking a
stated
bit of
that
a
you
break
had
and having some time
suicidal
with my family.
and homicidal intent.
Listen, I just want all this documented so when they investigate it, they can see that you're the one that sent the cops. I'm ready to die. The question is, are the cops?
Pursuing an
I gotta go.
doing on Charter of Rights grounds in Canada is because they're interfering with my freedom of conscience.
I said I had to go, right? And she didn't even say like, hey, don't hang up.
The reason that that's a problem is because it's about me.
Dude, you don't think that's criminal negligence? What do you think's gonna happen when the cops kick this door in? Are you prepared to die?
Everyone, lawyers, physicians, teachers, massage therapists, there's all these licensed professions. And if you're a licensed profession, the government establishes a board of your peers to regulate conduct of the professionals. Now, in a functional time, all that happens then is that generally the people who get in trouble with their own clients, right? With the people they've been dealing with directly. And then the board steps in on the side of the person who's been injured by a pathologically practicing professional. And fair enough. But now it's been weaponized. And it's being weaponized as a political tool too. And it's not like activists don't know that. And it's so preposterous because I have 20 million people following me on social media. And God only knows how many views of my videos, for example, or the interviews you and I have done. It's tens of millions. And it's like, how many people complain?
How are you feeling?
Of millions. And then the college didn't have to
Yeah.
do those complaints. They can invest, they have to invest.
You want some nicotine?
So I don't know what they're doing now because, of course, they've been.
I burnt it. I'm so pissed about that.
About their own behaviors.
You're supposed to let the vape juice soak into the cartridge for like a few minutes, and I hit it immediately. So it was a dry cartridge, and now it just tastes like the burnt cartridge. And that I can't get a new. I got plenty of juice, and I have to use this burnt cartridge until the end of the fucking month. And because I appreciate nicotine so much, I'm gonna continue to do it.
Someone they didn't know, to someone who they didn't know, anyone who knew.
Are you familiar with Jordan Peterson?
As a consequence of things I social media. And then
No.
all of them, not only were they fourth-hand claims of harm, which no
He,
one ever claimed that a
needs them more than you do,
constituted a valid measurement.
but
So the bloody colleges
you would need them as well.
measurement standards by even pursuing this. But so not only are they based on fourth-hand information and then an outright lie, which is they were clients of mine, they're also predicated on the assumption that it's okay to go after a professional for expressing political criticism. Because, like, literally half of them are, well, I said something about Trudeau. I said something about one of his top aides. I said something about Jacinda Ardern. I said something about an Ottawa City Council.
How you doing? Hey, are you okay with dying
I
today?
said something about climate. Every single one of the complaints is
Yeah?
political. And so why is that?
Rock on.
See if you can figure it out for yourself. That'd be the first answer. And the second is, I have a friend in Canada, very well-known physician, international reputation, and a reasonably decent secondary income stream. And when this all hit, I reached out to him. He's a very brave guy. He's done a lot of writing that could easily get him in trouble. I said, look, maybe I could get you and Bruce Party, this lawyer at Queen's University, who's going after essentially the college that functions for lawyers. I said, we should do 3 letters, same time, saying, that the colleges are chilling free speech in Canada with psychologists, with physicians, and with lawyers. And he said he didn't have his house in order enough to dare to take on the college. And the problem with that is that I don't know anybody in Canada who's a physician that's more well situated than him or braver. And even he was loath to do it. He'll do it eventually, but not now. And so here's the situation we're in for all you who are listening. If you go to see a professional when you have a crisis, a psychologist or a physician or a lawyer, let's say, you bloody well better hope those people are telling you the truth. So here's an example. Let's say you got a 13-year-old.
I have not been paying attention to you, and I think my hand has been pretty rock steady, right?
When women hit puberty,
We're going to have to evaluate if you were sleeping through all of that or not.
very well established clinical
We're just going to consider this a sleep study.
is that when women hit puberty, the world becomes more dangerous to them, right? Because they're sexually vulnerable. And that's also when you get body dimorphism develop. So men get bigger than women, and so women should be more intimidated in relationship to physical combat because they're not strong enough to prevail. So they should be a little more anxious about that. And so they're sexually vulnerable, so they should be a little more anxious about that. And then also, they should be a little more anxious because they have to take care of infants. And if you're going to take care of an infant, you should be a little more sensitive to threat because the infant is extremely vulnerable. So anyways, that kicks in women when they hit puberty. It's very well documented. This is why women have 3 to 5 times the rates of anxiety and depression worldwide. It's because their baseline levels of negative emotion are higher. Okay, so now, but that also translates into something very specific for women. So anxiety and depression, shame, guilt, all those negative emotions, they make you self-conscious. And self-consciousness takes the form of bodily shame in women, much more than in men. So if you're a girl, you hit puberty early, so you're dealing with the complexities of all that when you're still pretty immature, and your negative emotion goes up, the probability that you're going to negatively evaluate
I smoked
your
the same
body
thing he
is
smoked.
virtually 100%.
The same thing he
There's
smoked.
no difference, especially in
You see that?
feeling bad
Do you see the difference between
high negative emotion. It's the same
medicinal
thing.
cannabis and recreational cannabis now? I smoke so much of this stuff that it does not affect my ability to operate heavy motherfucking machinery. And I'm from Washington State, and I defend my right to use medicinal cannabis and drive.